Hello, everyone. Welcome to this Meditation Wednesday. I think I'll see most of you tonight on the wonderful workshop that I'm running with Camilla Kumara, Atlantis and the Essenes. So if that calls to you, have a little look at the link in the bio here. But today, for this Meditation Wednesday, I wanted to do something a little bit different. So instead of offering a visualization, instead of offering a specific meditation or meditative practice, I wanted to share with you something which really helped me when I was first, what some would call awakening, when I was first finding my spirituality and refining it. So when I was living in Canada, one of my wonderful friends, or a few of my friends actually, they were really into this personal growth. And in some ways, personal growth really overlaps the spiritual world. They go hand in hand. It runs through the whole of the world if we allow it to. It positively impacts, because when we're working on personal growth, we are working on dissolving our ego, on knowing ourselves better, on mastering our mind, mastering our vibration. Now, when we are in the world we're in today, with so much distraction around, and so many different visualizations, meditations, different streams of consciousness, of thoughts. And we're really in that place where we're just like, wow, there's so much around me. How do I know what's what? Where do I start? It's so overwhelming. Now, what we're about to talk about, really helps release that overwhelm. And the reason it does so is because if we do anything with our day, if we allow ourselves a structure, if we create a structure with our day, if we do nothing else, and this was the only thing that we did, our life would significantly improve. And so one of the books that I was lent all those years ago was called, and I'm sure many of you will know it, it's called The Miracle Morning. It was a book by Hal Elrod. And I was lent this book to help me because I was feeling a lot of overwhelm at a particular point in my time. I was actually in the midst of one of the biggest dark nights that I've had in this lifetime. And it was really interesting because I didn't have the tools in my tool belt right now. I was probably in a state of what many people find themselves in, where they're just bombarded with all this stuff, right? And one of my friends lent me this book. And there are many other books as well, which are very helpful, like the 5 a.m. Club and books like that. But the Miracle Morning, the intention of it was specifically to identify that for every successful person that this author interviewed, and that's not just success like they might, not like they're a successful businessman or woman. No, success in their life, family, happiness, joy, yes, abundance as well, because that goes hand in hand. And they all did 6 things before they started their day. They did a miracle morning. Now, for me, at that point in time, it was one of those things where when I was getting up, I was like, it was a struggle for me to make my bed. I needed to really focus on kind of just doing the simple tasks. Now, the Miracle Morning is very powerful because of its simplicity. And there is an acronym that they use in this book. And that acronym, so each letter of this word I'm about to say, stands for something, a practice that is conducted in the first part of their day upon awakening. And that acronym is SAVERS, SAVERS, 6 letters. So I'm going to go through what each of those 6 letters mean, because each of these people found success, found their happiness, found their bliss, found their alignment and their focus through practicing this in some capacity each morning. Now, if you're experiencing a lot of anxiety, a lot of dark night energy, if you're experiencing a lot of convolution, a lot of overwhelm, just all this energy that's around, this is a great place, because if we have structure in our day, we are already successful because we know what it is that we're wanting to do. When we check things off, it feels very satisfying. It gives us momentum to move forward. So, savers. So the S, the first S, that's silence, meditation, prayer. Just focusing on your breath. Like when you wake up in the morning, don't just wake up and go to your phone. Don't wake up and start thinking old thoughts. Just wake up and breathe. Be in silence. That's the S, silence. The A in Savers, affirmations. Now, I kept it really simple, and I still do. I don't do big, convoluted affirmations because a lot of the time we don't really understand how to effectively employ affirmations. We sometimes think that affirmations work like a genie, and we say this, 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 and this, and then you want it to create and manifest, but we're forgetting that the vibration we're affirming with actually is doing the opposite, is pushing it away. So I always kept it broad and simple. So when I was doing my affirmations in the morning, I'd be breathing. There's the S, that's silence, right? I'd be breathing and meditating. And I'd literally just say to myself, I am the sun, I am the moon, I am love, I'm alive. And I would say that every day. I'm grateful to be here. I have appreciation that I'm alive right now. And I would keep it really broad like that. I am statements. And it was simple enough just to attune me to something bigger than my human problems. So that's the A, affirmations. Now you can get more specific, of course. You can get more specific. But what I would say is, if you're new to this, keep it broad, because the more we specify something, the clearer our vibration has to be to affirm it effectively. So keep it broad otherwise. The V in Savers, visualization. So once again, keep it broad and simple. After I did my breathing and those affirmations, I would just visualize something that really lit me up. And once again, I kept it so simple. I literally visualized the sun. I literally would visualize this broad, brilliant, beautiful, beaming light of the sun. And I would visualize myself just walking gracefully, full of energy, empowered, strong, and graceful. Feeling that alignment. I would just visualize that just for a moment. I'd visualize myself flying. I'd visualize myself floating, levitating. I'd just visualize that freedom, because that's what I needed to feel in that moment. Because whenever we're in the mind, when we're in our convoluted universe, we need to be able to get outside of that to feel that purity, that bliss, that bigger picture, So V, visualization. Of course, once again, you can make it more specific, but for this video here, what I'm saying is, be kind to yourself, make it easy. And none of this was taking me a long time. I'd in some days, I could only really muster maybe 2 or 3 minutes of doing this, but that was enough. I lengthened it if I needed to in a different part of the day or a different day down the line. But sometimes, it sounds like it may be a lot, but it's actually not, because they all kind of interlink. You're breathing, and then you're saying your affirmations, and you're visualizing, and all this happening in just a couple of minutes. E, the E in Savers, exercise. So that's not to say that I would go and hit the gym or anything like that. I didn't fancy doing that. But what I did do is, when I got out of bed, I would walk in a quite a silly way, to the bathroom. I'd jump there, I'd bunny hop there, or I'd do lunges there, I'd be a little bit silly, just to lighten the mood, especially if I'd woken up and my mind was in overdrive. I'd do that to lighten the mood, just to move the energy in my body. Maybe I'd start spinning my torso, jumping up and down, just jumping jacks and moving my arms, moving my legs. I wouldn't do it for long, but I'd be moving my body, and it'd feel good. And I'd do whatever my body could do, because my body has been in different shapes over time, different physiques, different ability over time. The R, reading. So I would also, and I still do this now, I still have books by my bed for morning and night. I would read some of a book, whatever that meant. I would create the time to do it, because I knew that if I was reading a book, and not like a fiction book, not something that's kind of, got an interesting vibration going on, something that's going to help you understand who you are, master your mind, understand what is occurring within your energy fields, So a personal growth book, or a mindset book, or something like The Untethered Soul. I love that book. That's one that I'll return to every now and then, just to kind of remind me, if I ever get stuck in my own mind, it's still on my bookshelf. You might read something about womb wisdom, or something about the fairies or angels, but read something specifically, if you can, that's going to help you think outside the constructs of your mind. The Celestine Prophecy, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. These books are really great. So just open that mind. The Convoluted Universe. But I would just read a little bit. If I had more time in the morning, or if I felt like I wanted to, I'd read for longer. But I'd make sure I read at least a page. And this was when I was first starting. When I got more established in this practice, then I'd read a chapter, But I'm sharing this for those that don't have any type of routine, that don't have any type of structure. You've got to put a structure in for you to find any type of peace here. You've got to have a structure. Make your bed, wash your face in the morning. These things, these are structural, but when we do them, we set ourselves up where it's an energetical practice and a spiritual practice as well as physical. So that's what this video here is to help. And then the final S on the acronym SAVERS is scribing, writing. And I still do that every morning. I write in my dream journal. Some will just write how they're feeling, but in the morning I like to write my dream journal. In the evening, or if I'm feeling a particular intense time, I will write it out, or I'll speak it out so I can alchemize it and bring it forth. But it's very powerful to write and just let your body, your mind release and empty what it needs to, so it's not circling within. But really the point is that everyone that's achieved some level of success is doing all 6 of these things at some point in the day, most of them, if not all of them, in the morning. They're having a moment of meditation, a moment of silence or prayer. They're affirming, even if it's in their mind, in the mirror, out loud. They're doing it whether they realize it or not, because they've got into a practice. Visualizing, they're visualizing. All successful people in business as well will do this before a particular thing. Or if you're creating something, if you're a creator, an artist, there'd be people that choreograph dance that, they will channel it in, they'll meditate on it, they'll channel it in, and they'll visualize it, Visualize your creation, visualize your project, visualize what it is you're achieving. Or just visualize something that brings light into you, a light bath, column of lights, angelic energy. Exercise, you got to move your body. The body loves to move. If we don't move the body, we're not looking after it. If we're not looking after the body's going, what are you doing here? The more we look after the body, the more the body looks after us, right? And when we're reading, we're letting our mind expand. When we're scribing, we're letting it also empty itself. And it's an all-round winner. So if you don't yet have a structure of your day, put one in. Make it simple, make it easy. These practices don't have to be long. Just get them established. Make yourself a checklist or a flow chart, a calendar. If you've got a calendar on the wall, check off each day that you do that, just to help you feel satisfied, help you feel that you can achieve things, because we can't jump from one baby thing to a big thing, right? And many of us have these big goals that we're like, what's my soul mission? What's my purpose? How can I get this big thing in life when I'm having such a complete opposite experience? Well, it doesn't start by just going from there to there. It starts by the small things in between. Are you hydrating yourself when you awaken? Are you moving your body? Are you having a moment of meditation, of silence? Are you allowing yourself to become in that aligned state? Are you moving your body? Are you limiting your technology time? Are you going to bed on time? Are you making your bed? Are you washing your face and brushing your teeth? All these simple things, it sounds like a lot, but it's actually not. All that, it's 10 minutes in your day, minimum, right? You can do all that in 10 minutes of your day. Find a way to honor you. When you have structure, you're honoring yourself. And your body, your mind, your energy knows that. And then you start to work in harmony, emotional, mental, spiritual, physical harmony. It's really good. It's really helpful for anyone that is feeling a bit here or there right now. Do that. Do that. If you do anything, may it be that. And then build from it when it's established. But gift yourself a month of it, a month of the savers. Gift yourself a month of that. So much love to you all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for listening and sharing and commenting and all the beautiful things that you offer. I love you all so much. And I'll see you on the next video.